There was a point in time where it felt like superhero movies were ashamed to be based on comics. Characters would say, do, or wear things they normally wouldn't in a comic book.
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Some of these changes were made to have this version of the character fit more in line with their newly established universe, but a lot of the time, it came across as a shameful way to dumb down concepts for a general audience, or just plain hide how silly the concept was in the first place. The first Iron Man was the start of the MCU. Nothing like this existed in their universe until Tony Stark made that suit. This was, of course, retcon to add Cap, and the Eternals, and whatever else. But at the MCU's conception, Iron Man was the weirdest and biggest thing in that universe. The Batman movies like to take it even further, trying to convince you that it's completely realistic. The Nolan movies hung their hat hard on that. But I don't need realism from the guy that dresses like a bat, fights clowns, aliens, and occasionally interacts with a fifth-dimensional imp that cosplays as him. Comic books are inherently silly, but that doesn't mean that they can't be meaningful, have beautiful moments of humanity, character, and impact you the same way as any other form of art. I've read comic books and cried hard enough that I couldn't see to continue reading. These things are real to me, damn it, and they don't even have to be realistic. Superman feels like it was a comic come to life, in the way that it unapologetically establishes itself, having some of the most absurd story beats and presenting them as matter of fact. It drops you right in the middle of a conflict, and gives you all the info you need over time. Most comics are made with the mindset that this is someone's first comic book, and Superman has that same vibe, as if you picked up issue 356 and started with the second issue of a 5-part arc. It gives you everything you need to jump into a universe with a story that, by the movie's own admission, has been going on for 300 years. People in this universe are so used to metahumans, monsters, and things of that sort, that most of it just comes across as another day in Metropolis, to the point that threats that would be major events in other movies are just background noise to more intimate, personal conversations. Heroes and villains are able to appear whenever they want. It's a toy box of a world, constantly shifting and breathing on its own. The MCU is all about connecting these characters and making them exist in the same space believably. But there's always that thought in the back of your head. Where's Spider-Man during Thunderbolts? Where's Iron Man during Winter Soldier? In Superman, you can have those characters pop up and it doesn't have to be this momentum-stopping cameo for fans to cheer at. It's just another person, believably living in this world. Superman hits the sky flying and doesn't slow down to explain itself because it doesn't need to. You've jumped into a world of gods and monsters, into this new DC universe, and in it, you are experiencing a few days in the life of Superman. A blip in his life, really. The story itself isn't even all that important to his growth as a character, but is more so to humanize the symbol. Superman, outside of Superman, is often used as this inspirational beacon of hope that humanizes inhuman characters, inspiring characters like the Iron Giant and Sloth to be more. But when he doesn't resonate with people, with an audience, he comes across the way Lex sees him, this infallible creature unworthy of all the praise he gets. This story, with how insane it gets, is simply about humanizing the symbol, because we don't need symbols, we need heroes. We believed a man could fly, and now we'll look up and realize he's just one of us. It took like 20 minutes before the movie started to gel with me, but once they showed the legion of mind-controlled monkeys who only exist to talk shit about Superman on the internet, I knew I loved this movie.